Hey, good Thursday morning. Welcome to Good Day. Hey, it's Friday Junior.
Friday Junior. We got
Yeah.
another, guest co-host here, celebrity.
You were trying to guess this week.
Well, so your hint last week when I was trying to figure out when it was Kaylee Marintet, and you were like, it's a female, and she has longer hair than me.
And then I said she played volleyball.
That's right. So I didn't get that
You
one.
didn't. You
What
didn't
were
get it. And
what were your hints this time around?
You were surprised when she walked in the studio. This
was.
time I think I said it's a man and he works here. I think that's pretty much all I gave you.
Bob.
Were you surprised when he walked in the studio today?
Actually, I kind of was.
A little bit. We
I kinda
have
was.
evening anchor Jeff Smith is with us.
Welcome to Good Day.
Good morning. Yeah, right? You were here probably till
I haven't seen this hour in a while.
You know, and I was going to mention that because I think we all kind of know you worked mornings for a long time. So you've been on evenings now for how many years?
It'll be going into my 6th year.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Do you miss the alarm
Yeah,
clock?
I don't. Funny enough.
Surprise.
That's kind of the answer I was expecting.
There's no perfect schedule, but
Right,
this is definitely one of those that it's still, I am adjusting to it.
Yeah.
And the family is as well.
Right, you know, all those evening practices or whatever you have going on. But you had to load up on your coffee this morning, didn't you?
We
did.
brewed it extra strong for you this
Well,
morning.
I made sure, I told her, I said I made sure the second cup was unleaded so that I didn't absolutely start making things crazy for the sound
off the
operator.
charts.
Yeah.
Can we ask how much sleep you got last night?
I probably went to bed fell asleep about 1 o'clock and got up this morning at 6:30 to
All right.
get Keaton off to school.
I mean, and that's probably typical for you.
Yeah.
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 So I'm not completely.
But this is the wedge where, you get up and the kids get off to school,
Yeah.
or Keaton, who's still at home. We've got 2 in college right now. But it's one of those things. It's like I have to find this little wedge for a nap. And this is now.
Well, we got a couch for you. Here, I know
We
this.
do.
This is comfy.
We do. Let's talk about your mug, though, because
I did want to bring this up.
we joke that these are always empty, but yours actually has coffee in it.
This was a Facebook purchase that you saw it on there, and I
Yeah.
told my kids about it, and this was a dad gift. But this is one of my favorite bands growing up.
Yeah.
And still to this day, Spotify continues to remind me that it is my most listened to artist, but every single one of the Def Leppard releases there.
And favorite one is?
Probably Pyromania. I was talking to my son about it today because Rock of Ages came on 94.5 as we were driving to school.
94.5. Yep, that's on ours.
I
quite a bit.
got to tell a story real quick, and I don't want to get us off track, but my wife and I performed minor surgery on one of our dogs this morning because Luna, our big golden doodle, had been going around the house licking a paw. That's how you do this.
That's how it happens.
But we couldn't figure out, it's like, gosh, maybe it's allergy. We were reading
Yeah.
all these things that dogs do this when they have allergies, that kind of thing. We turned the paw over this morning, got a big light, and there was a burr about the size of that, just stuck, embedded in there, and we pulled it out, and I told my wife, I said, if we had shown up at the vet for this, that's probably $200-300 right there.
Probably.
Absolutely.
And how long you were going to wait, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I'm glad she's doing better.
She is.
Good.
Yeah.
And you have
And
how
my
many
wife,
dogs?
too.
Good. Well, yes. Good morning. How many dogs do you have? Do you have
2?
2?
Yeah.
And 3 kids.
3 kids.
And 2 are off to college.
Yeah.
You got more dogs than kids.
Yeah,
at home now.
senior and sophomore, and in fact, this was the
nice.
Indiana game last year. That's PJ, Parker Jaden. She is our senior down at Ohio State right now.
Already?
And then Dugan is a sophomore at Ohio State over there on the far left, and Keaton in the back, my wife Lisa. That was actually at Daytona last December, and that is in Phoenix. We went out to watch some Guardians and Reds baseball with some family, and
That one
it
looks
was
a little
fantastic.
colder.
That was the Indiana game
Yeah,
last
that's a little
year.
colder.
I went to Indiana. My kids go to Ohio State, so obviously I was on the losing end that day.
You've got Reds, though.
Reds, though.
Red
I was gonna
colors,
say
so you're
you're-
good.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you're a Reds fan.
I'm a Reds fan. My
How did
parents
that
grew up,
happen?
My parents grew up in Southern Ohio, just along the Ohio River down there in Portsmouth, and always had Cincinnati radio, Cincinnati TV stations. So my dad raised me a Reds fan, and I've never looked back.
Okay.
It's been hard. It's been a hard life.
Yeah.
1990 wire to wire World Series, and it's been dry ever since.
No. Well, but you grew up in Bedford, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Temperance.
yeah, and so now you're like, maybe I should have been a Tigers fan.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, there's always been a little bit of fandom, but just not the devotion that I've had.
The
for the
Blue
Reds.
Jays should give you some hope. They haven't been to the World Series since '93, right? They
It's
made
a
a
good
run
story.
this year.
It's a good story. It's a good story.
You're like,
We'll
I wish
leave it
it
at that.
could happen in Cincinnati. That's right. Yeah.
But you're coming up on what, 30 years in broadcasting,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
That's a big
this
milestone.
next month. It's hard to believe.
And think about it when you first started, because 30 years really. Okay.
And not much has changed in this industry.
I was going to say, but
Very little.
how quickly though we've seen technology and things and all that come on.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I look at some of the gear. I think about the gear that I was shooting on when I
Right.
started. I started in Traverse City, was a bureau reporter in Gaylord, Michigan for
wow.
a year and a half. And some of the stuff we lugged around, the huge shoebox of a cell phone that I had in the Toyota Tercel. They thought it was a
Toyota
good.
Tercel.
They thought it was a good idea. The car in northern Michigan to give me as a company car was a Toyota Tercel with bald tires.
No, not in
That
Gaylord,
didn't
Michigan.
work
I
out
don't
very
think
well.
they thought it was a good idea. I thought you were low man on the totem pole, so that's the car that you got.
Give that to Smith. It's fine.
Small market.
Yes, yes,
So
true.
Back then, you had to start in places like Gaylord,
Absolutely,
Michigan.
it's not the case anymore.
It's
That's
not.
the other big. That's the other big change with this industry. Is you always had to cut your teeth in like Paducah or
Bismarck, North
Kalispell,
Dakota.
Montana.
No, smaller.
right?
Bismarck,
Quincy,
Illinois.
yeah.
And that has changed too. You'll see a lot
Absolutely.
of younger faces here on WTOL these days. But so, okay, sports fan, music fan. Did you play any instruments?
By ear.
Okay.
Drums, piano.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, my parents to this day probably were frustrated by the fact that I would never stick with lessons. But I would sit down. I always used to frustrate the piano teachers because I would start playing something, sight reading, and it would sound like something else. And I would pick up on that and want to start playing that. So I've bought gear over the years, and probably my wife to this day thought I was the biggest nerd when we started dating because I had this huge setup with, a mixer board and drum machine and all this other jazz. I think in another life, I probably would have gone into music production of some sort. And I'm trying right now. I downloaded an app on my phone. I'm trying to learn guitar.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
That's cool.
Just added something else. Why not? Something else to do.
And there's another hobby that I learned about him. We're going to find out more about later in the show. So a little teaser about that. He's like, do I know what this? Yeah.
I don't.
I think maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you do.
Hopefully it's a hobby of yours.
Okay, so nice and cold this morning. Hey, the sun was up though when you came to work today.
It was coming up, yes, which was nice because yesterday didn't see it at all.
No.
Not with the
I
clouds.
don't usually see the sun come up.
It's kind of an unusual thing for you. Glad to have you here on Good Day.
Yes.